Hello, everybody. In this time, we are talking about research framework. A research framework is a structured approach or methodology that provides guidance and structure for conducting research projects. It helps researchers define the parameters and scope of their study, organize their research efforts, and plan their research activities. A research framework can be developed based on existing literature and methodological frameworks, and it can be used to improve individual and institutional productivity in research. In the context of simulation based education, the design based research framework has been proposed as an alternative framework to guide research projects and programs. The design based research framework consists of 4 stages focused on design, testing, evaluation, and reflection, making it suitable for simulation research. Research gaps, which are areas where the knowledge and research data are insufficient, can also be considered as a part of the research framework. Identifying research gaps is important for determining the relevance and contribution of a study to the field of study. And then, what are the contributions that research framework can offer? The first, about timely knowledge. Whether you are conducting marketing research or nursing research, you will need to gather the relevant information that surrounds your study for a better understanding of your research. You can collect these types of information by scanning related reports and writings from a public library, publications, and other sources. The second, research strategy. If you can develop an action research framework, market research framework, or any other research framework, it will be easier for you to plan on how to carry out your project. The third, knowledge gaps. After receiving the relevant information, you will be able to determine the holes of the data between the existing information and your current study. To close the gap, use this knowledge difference to come up with questions which you will be focusing on for the rest of your project. And then we move to developing a framework in research. A framework is a representation of the relationship you expect to see between your variables or the characteristics or properties that you want to study. Frameworks can be written or visual and are generally developed based on a literature review of existing studies about topics. Step 1. Choose your research question. Your research questions guides you work by determining exactly what you want to find out, giving your research process a clear focus. However, before you start collecting your data, consider constructing a conceptual framework. This will help you map out which variables you will measure and how you expect them to relate to one another. Step 2. Select your independent and dependent variables. In order to move forward with your research question and test a cause and effect relationship, you must first identify at least two key variables, I mean your independent and dependent variables. Note that causal relationships often involve several independent variables and affect the dependent variable. Step 3. Visualize your cause and effect relationship. Now that you've figured out your research question and variables, the first step in designing your conceptual framework is visualizing your expected cause and effect relationship. Step 4. Identify other influencing variables. It's crucial to identify other variables that can influence the relationship between your independent and dependent variables early in your research process. Some common variables to include are moderating, mediating, and control variables. And then, what are the types of research frameworks? There are many types of research frameworks, but we will focus on 4 common ones: deductive, inductive, abductive, and mixed. Each of these frameworks has a different logic, purpose, and approach to research. Deductive research starts with a general theory or hypothesis and tests it with specific data and observations. It is often used in quantitative, experimental, and causal research. Inductive research begins with specific data and observations and generates a general theory or hypothesis from them. It is often used in qualitative, descriptive, and interpretive research. Abductive research starts with an unexpected or puzzling phenomenon and seeks to explain it with the best possible theory or hypothesis. It is often used in design, innovation, and problem solving research. Mixed research combines elements of deductive, inductive, and or abductive frameworks. It is often used in interdisciplinary, comparative, and evaluative research. There are different types of research frameworks that researchers can use depending on the nature and scope of their study. I think it is enough of this session. Thanks for watching, and don't forget give this channel with your like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you.